So, there's different chakra systems. There's a 7 chakra system, sometimes there's a 9 chakra system, and then there's an 11 chakra system. And in a lot of the 7 chakra systems, the chakras are combined. And so, still accurate. It's just that sometimes they'll say one chakra does multiple functions because it might be like the solar plexus might be combined with like the navel and Mingmen and the spleen. And so when we look at it from an 11 chakra point of view, these things are separated and you can be a little bit more specific. For things like yoga and stuff, that's not necessary. So they'll stick with a 7 chakra system because they're working the energy in a different way. But here we're looking at the ability to heal different parts of the body. And so I'll just cover them all. The lungs have to do with the back heart. So the back heart chakra, not the front, just the back, impacts the lungs. Now, it's not as simple as just like, oh, the back heart is the lungs. Part of the lungs also is tied to the bronchioles, right? So that would also be the throat, the back of the throat, and the throat minor. So your lungs are kind of a combination of 2 major chakras and 2 minor chakras. Okay. And then your liver and gallbladder are going to be impacted by the solar plexus. The front solar plexus tends to impact the gallbladder a little bit more, but for the liver, the back solar plexus impacts the liver quite substantially. The back solar plexus also kind of impacts the lungs as well, just because of the diaphragm, right? It's because of the diaphragm. And so you could still throw that in the mix of the lungs. Then the spleen, there's actually a spleen chakra. So the spleen chakra is heavily impacts the spleen and overall vitality of the body, but the navel also will impact the spleen. So a lot of times if the spleen is really weak, if you try to fortify it just by the spleen itself, it can only assimilate like so much energy or shift so much. But if you direct some of that effort towards the navel as well, the navel will strengthen the spleen. So that's why sometimes in 7 chakra systems, like the solar plexus or the navel, depending on which 7 chakra system, they just combine the spleen into those other chakras, because there is that influence. And then the kidneys are affected by the Mingmen, which is the backside of the navel, but then also the basic chakra or the root chakra. And so the brain impacted by the crown, but also a little bit of the basic chakra as well, but mostly the crown and the forehead. So.